Oh my god, guys. It's fresh off the fucking presses. Fresh off the presses from Blaire White 2 hours ago. You ever smell 2-hour-old bread? Just bread that just came out of the oven 2 hours ago. It smells like nothing you've ever smelled in your entire life. And honestly, a new Blaire White video smells exactly like that. Okay? And the title is Pedophiles are rebranding as Maps. And it's working. I just want to say, by the way, this is absolutely hilarious because Shoeonhead and the vast majority of LGBT people on the left have been calling out like maps and whatnot forever now. And now Blaire White is getting on the train because, and I want to make this very clear, it is extremely easy to move people over to your side on a political argument if you are able to straw man your political opponent into being pro-pedophilia because everybody hates pedophiles. For rightfully so, frankly. But yeah, Shoeonhead's been doing this, and she's distinctively left-leaning. She may have some cringe takes from time to time, but she's quite obviously left-leaning.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. No one can control who they're attracted to at all.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving. I know I did. I actually hosted a Friendsgiving here in my new house and I had about 15 people here, which is a little shocking that I even have that many new friends in a brand new city I just moved to fill a Friendsgiving. So it was very fun, it was very cute, it was very wholesome, but...
Can you guys imagine left-wing politics being like broadly like revenue generating enough outside of a few of the largest creators that like the average left-wing YouTuber can afford a house that looks like this? Because I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but like the average right-wing YouTuber who is a somebody, as in like they've got a platform, like I feel like most of the the average right-wing YouTubers we cover that have a platform that are a somebody, you know, like I feel like there's not a lot of these YouTubers that are right-wing that are like in the like 60K zone. I feel like they're all up in the high 100Ks to millions, you know, and they're all living in houses like this, you know. They also get money from other places. Well, I mean, like Blaze TV, which has like sponsored a lot of these YouTubers, including Blaire White, and like platformed her and given her a lot of her growth and attention. A lot of these platforms, the independent right-wing media platforms, like Blaze TV, OAN, like they're all sponsored by like right-wing oil baron billionaires, right? Like there's really dark money, dark right-wing oil money behind a lot of the origins of these YouTubers. If you look back to where a lot of them got their start and their big like up in prominence.
The wholesome vibes are officially on pause, at least for today, because we have some people to drag. Ladies, gentlemen, they, thems, if you do not believe in 2020...
Is Blaire okay with they, thems now? Is that a thing that she's cool with? Hey guys, I guess Blaire's okay with they, thems watching her videos now. That's nice, huh? Don't you guys feel welcome? Don't you guys feel welcome and included? My lovely non-binary friends, is she joking? Does she think non-binary people watch her videos like for like they does Blaire White actually think non-binary people watch her videos and like to get enjoyed? I really doubt it. I mean, maybe. Do you think there's non-binary pick-me's? Because there's like binary trans pick-me's, right? Like Blaire, of course. But are there non-binary pick-me's for like transphobia? I guess. Maybe? There'd have to be. Yeah, maybe they're the ones watching Blaire White. They're the ones who are watching this that Blaire White is referring to as they, them.
That there is a concerted effort to normalize pedophilia within mainstream culture. You're simply not paying attention. I've made videos about maps throughout.
Okay. There is a group of pedophiles that are indeed trying to appropriate left-wing language and rhetoric as a way of normalizing their sexual attraction to children in the broader public. However, I want to point out that these methods and these movements have overwhelmingly been tracked back to, of all places, trolling campaigns on 4chan. An overwhelming amount of these efforts to try and from groups of people that are trying to make the left look like pedophiles have been countless. Which was the what was that one trolling campaign that 4chan tried to do? I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like LGBT blackout or something, where the whole idea was just to like really come together and like mass harass as many LGBT people on Twitter as possible to get them like to delete their accounts. It was something along those lines. I forget exactly what it was called. This is from like back in 2019 or something. This is like old news. Maybe I can dig it up. I think I might have done a video on it back in the day. Well, frankly, I put out too many videos on my channel to even look for it, so you guys are just gonna have to take my word for it. There was some weird like attempt at an anti-LGBT troll that 4chan did back in like 2019 that I remember everyone was talking about. And of course, the 4chan and the right have been trying to make the left and generally the LGBT community look like either apologetic of or in full support of pedophilia or just being pedophiles for a while now. And that's where this has been tracked to as well. There's been a lot of evidence that the whole map thing, like the pedophiles trying to make themselves a part of the LGBT community, a lot of evidence tracking that back to 4chan trolling ops to make the LGBT community online look bad, as well as the fact that the left has overwhelmingly pushed these people back. There has been literally no quarter given by the left or the LGBT community to fuck maps, okay? They are overwhelmingly hated. They are overwhelmingly shit on by all of the left. There is not a problem in the left with accepting pedophilia, okay? This isn't a thing that's actually happening. Like, this whole map thing isn't actually getting traction within the left and like, having mainstream pull.
The years, if you don't know what MAPS are, it's an acronym for minor attracted people. It's a disgusting, politically correct term for delivered to you straight from the woke army that is so hyper concerned with not offending people that they will literally...
Oh my god. Blaire's actually trying to do it. Blaire's actually trying to claim that the left are accepting pedophiles now in the LGBT community. She's actually trying to argue this. It's literally not working. Blaire, I don't think you realize, but it's literally not working. It's not. Everybody is like dunking on these people. Nobody likes them. Nobody likes pedophiles, Blaire. They're not rebranding themselves and winning the culture war, okay? Quick, Zan, pull up the child marriage map. Yeah, you're right. Hold on. So here is an interesting page if you actually give a shit about children and their safety in the real world and not like online internet like politics bullshit. Child marriage in the U.S. by equalitynow.org. There are too many exceptions to child marriage laws in the United States. Child marriage is harmful. It is a human rights violation that legitimizes abuse and denies girls autonomy. When young girls are forced to marry, they are essentially subject to state-sanctioned rape and are at risk of increased domestic violence, forced pregnancy, and negative health consequences while being denied education and economic opportunity. Equality Now and our partners advocate that the minimum age for marriage be set at 18 with no exceptions. But did you know that only 4 U.S. states meet this standard and that the federal government provides a child marital exception for statutory rape? Equality Now works around the world to end child, early, and forced marriage, applying our legal expertise in support of partners' individual cases and legislative efforts. The U.S. should be no exception. I highly recommend that you give all of this a look. That's right. Only 4 U.S. states meet the standard that you have to be of a minimum age of 18 to get married with no exceptions. Only 4 U.S. states meet those standards. And hey, guess what? The politicians that are fighting tooth and nail to preserve these laws and to preserve these exceptions to keep child marriage around are all Republican. Overwhelmingly Republican. Overwhelmingly conservative. Overwhelmingly pro-Trump.
Knowingly take up arms for actual This is where we are. There are actual busybodies out there that are so concerned with normalizing everything, destigmatizing everything, that they will destigmatize things that should absolutely, in a healthy society, have a stigma. you know? Some of my earliest videos were actually reacting to videos from Maps.
I want to remind you all, I'm pretty sure Blaire White was one of those people, like, way back in the OG days before Destiny was a fucking lunatic, who just could not grapple with the concept of like with like the CP subject with Destiny. If you guys don't remember, back in the OG like Destiny going in and Bloodsport's debating days against like right-wing figures back in like the peak of the anti-SJW days, Destiny had a few run-ins with Blaire White on these big panels with tons of right-wing YouTubers, and Blaire White would just demonstrate that she is just constitutionally incapable of acknowledging or of engaging with any topic with more than like level 2 nuance. She really, really is like a smooth brain. She's not smart. Like, listen, Blaire White, I think, is perfect evidence that trans women are real women. Not because she like passes super well or she's pretty or anything, but because her dumbness perfectly represents the fact that trans women are real women, because only a real woman could be as dumb as Blaire White. I mean, there it is. In Roblox, I'm sorry, in Roblox, okay? In Roblox.
That feel so warm and fuzzy by the current climate and so comfortable that they actually turned a camera on and discussed these things publicly. And in the early days of doing these videos, I was always met with comments like, Blaire, you're being dramatic. There's no way people are actually trying to normalize this. This is just a few crazy people. This is a straw man argument you're making.
It really is just a few crazy people.
Flash forward to 2021. These people have an acronym. They have a flag.
Oh my God. Flash forward to 2021 and now Maps exist. It's not like Maps haven't been around since like 2016, and Shoe on Head and other left-wing figures and generally just the LGBT community broadly haven't been disavowing and dunking on them literally since like 2015 or 2016. Oh yeah, this is literally a 2021 thing. You're literally just breaking the story just now, Blaire. Oh my God, you're so fucking brave, Blaire. Holy shit. The Tumblr pedo invasion Maps 2 years ago by Shoe on Head. Oh my God, it's yes. So thank you for breaking the literally the same flag too. Yeah, thank you for breaking the story, Blaire. By the way, I want to let you guys know, Blaire White's audience is uninformed, closed off into a bubble, and stupid enough that they actually fall for every little bit of bullshit that Blaire is peddling right now. I want all of you guys to know that the outright lie that Blaire White just told, that this is like some new 2021 meme, that she's just confidently told her audience, they believe it. They genuinely believe that Blaire White is their brave child predator hunting hero who's rode out on a horse in front of the entire army before the battle to give a speech, and they genuinely view her that way. Unironically, they're that stupid.
Movement, and now you have literal professors in colleges teaching this. So today we are reacting to an assistant professor at ODU. What's this host's name? Alan Walker. Looking like they, them, and em.
Alan Walker. Old Dominion professor slammed for saying adults attracted to minors aren't immoral. Alan Walker, an assistant professor of sociology and criminal justice at Old Dominion University, asserted there was... Okay, how much you want to bet that this is 100% going to be a professor saying that being born with the sexual desire for children in and of itself is not an immoral action because you can't control it, but acting on that desire is an immoral action. And if we continue to engage in stigmatism of the simply being born with that desire, then we may cause a rise in harming of children sexually speaking, because we are going to be scaring these pedophiles into not wanting to get help or seeking ways to manage their desires, right? She's so proud of herself for that joke. Holy shit. Guys, this is conservative humor here, okay? Let them be proud of themselves when they bust out like a joke that can barely make us muster like an exhale out of our nostrils, okay? This is conservative humor. This is the best they can do. Let them be proud. So yeah. How much you want to bet this is what that's actually going to be? Actually, I'm going to look it up. Let's find out, because Blaire White is a notorious liar. All right. Here's a Washington Post article. This ought to do it. ODU professor steps down after firestorm over research into minor attracted people. Alan Walker, an assistant professor of sociology, was Wait, I can listen to the article? Dope! Let's listen.
ODU professor steps down after firestorm over research into minor-attracted people. Alan Walker, an assistant professor of sociology, was previously placed on administrative leave. News by Nicole Asbury. Old Dominion University professor Alan Walker, whose research into adults who are sexually attracted to minors drew protests and threats, has agreed to step down, Walker and the school announced in a joint statement Wednesday. Walker, an assistant professor of sociology and criminal justice, had been placed on administrative leave November 16. They now will remain on leave until the expiration of their current contract in May. Walker's research into minor-attracted people and their use of that term had been met with an outcry from students and others online, who claimed that such language destigmatized sex offenders. Walker has maintained that their work was intended to better understand would-be sex offenders and prevent child sexual abuse. That research was mischaracterized by some in the media and online, partly on the basis of my trans identity, Walker said in the statement Wednesday. As a result, multiple threats were made against me and the campus community generally. Walker's book along.
Yep, no, that's exactly what I expected to be. This was a left-wing professor who was doing investigations into people's attraction to children, into pedophiles' attraction to children, to try to find ways to help and prevent them from actually acting on their urges and actually harming children sexually. So of course I don't miss. I was completely right. I wasn't wrong. What this was the right taking this, using it against the left and politicizing it, spreading lies because they're all fucking grifting, lying pieces of shit. Just like Blaire White, by the way. I want to point out here, Blaire White's a fucking liar if she doesn't go into detail about what this story is about and actually tell the truth here. Because this video, I'm so fucking excited because I just know Blaire White is about to spew some huge fucking lies. Let's get right into it. By the way, I want to point out, this right here is another example of the right's moral panic over the LGBT community and trying to push the left as being pro-pedophilia, or like the LGBT community as being pro-pedophilia. How it's actually harming efforts to prevent children from getting hurt. Nonprofits, as well as government organizations meant to prevent child sexual trafficking and other forms of child sexual abuse, have specifically spoken out and have talked about how right-wing conspiracy theories such as Pizzagate, QAnon, etc., make it harder for them to investigate real cases of child sexual abuse and child sex trafficking. The right is making it harder for the real people who are out there stopping children from getting diddled by fucking creepos to do their job, because they're politicizing protecting children and trying to turn it into a game to win like dunk points. That's all it is to them. A game to win dunk points and a easy way to make money. That's all it is to these fucking people.
Yeah. Take it away, Alan.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them.
Why? No, really.
Can we like actually watch the whole video? Because like I'm not interested in seeing Blaire White clip it up into however she wants to. Here, can we just like, apparently a YouTuber named Ready to Glare, who's a pretty big YouTuber, made a video on this as well, and it looks like it's probably about as stupid because they're making a video about the exact same person. The interview in question is from the Prostasia Foundation, and it went up 3 days ago. And it's been, as you can probably tell by the fact it has 30,000 views and 140 likes, and the fact that dislikes are hidden on YouTube now, I'm going to go ahead and guess this video was massively downvoted. Let's go ahead and take a look at the description of the video. Alan Walker is an assistant professor at Old Dominion University in the Department of Sociology and Criminal Justice. Their book, The Long Dark Shadow, Minor Attracted People and Their Pursuit of Dignity, is one of the first scholarly studies of minor attracted people who do not offend. I talked to Alan and asked their research and I talked to Alan about their research and stigma attached to this population and what they learned about strategies to prevent offending. Wow, even in the description, they say to prevent these people from offending. Shu's most recent video is on them, on this particular person. Ready to Glare is base. No, she's big brain. Uh-oh, Durkasette. Uh-oh. Here, let's see this. I want to see just a little bit of this interview. I want to see a bit of this interview without a right-wing YouTuber with a financial and political motivation to cut it up in a dishonest way having the control of the editing. We'll do it at 2 times speed. Listen, if we hear anything objectable, we'll hear it, okay?
Hello, I'm your host, Noah Berlatsky, and welcome to another edition of Crustacean Conversations. This month, we're talking to Alan Walker. Alan is an assistant professor at Old Dominion University in the Department of Sociology and Criminal Justice. They earned their master's in social work at Columbia University and their PhD in criminal justice at John Jay College and their graduate center in the City University of New York. Their research focuses on institutional harms, especially those created by our criminal processing, immigration, detention, and mental health care systems. And specifically, we're talking about Alan's book, A Long Dark Shadow, Minor Attracted Persons and Their Pursuit of Dignity. So the book is a study of non-offending minor attracted persons, a group that hasn't been discussed a lot either in the academy or in popular culture. So it's a difficult and important subject, and we're thrilled to have Alan with us today to talk about it. Thank you for being here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks so much.
So my first question was, even the title of your book is pretty controversial, right? Because the subtitle is Minor Attracted Persons and Their Pursuit of Dignity. And many people are concerned that the designation of minor attracted persons or MAPS suggests that it's okay to be attracted to children, or they're worried that the term suggests that pedophilia is a sexual orientation, which they worry is a slander on LGBT people. So could you talk about why you use that term in the title and throughout the book?
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that question.
Shu's last video was in the group that made this video. Okay. Maybe this group is like cringe. Maybe the Prostasia Foundation is cringe. I'm pretty sure that is what Shu covered, maybe. But maybe this particular person is not. This person doesn't seem to be affiliated with this group other than doing an interview. So yeah, let's watch. Let's hear what they have to say about it.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP in the title and throughout the book for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. And MAP advocacy groups like Before You Act have advocated for use of the term MAP. They've advocated for it primarily because it's less stigmatizing than other terms like pedophile. A lot of people, when they hear the term pedophile, they automatically assume that it means a sex offender. And that isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions toward minors.
Bro, I can't. These people are so fucking dishonest, dude. These people are some of the most dishonest trash motherfuckers on the fucking planet. This type of behavior from the right is actually only hurting children. That's all this is doing. This is just Blaire White and the right spreading lies and hurting children to make money and gain political dunks for their side.
Really, like, why? Perhaps you can make this argument in favor of groups that actually deserve respect, human rights, and human decency, but I don't understand where you're sourcing this from this group. Like, what has this group done to deserve the benefit of the doubt or respect in any way?
Blaire White, you do understand that you do understand there's a difference between the word pedophile and child predator, right, Blaire? Like you recognize. Do you think Blaire's even going to play the clip that we just watched that occurred right after what she showed, where the person says they use MAP because they don't want to contribute to the stigma of pedophiles always being child predators in their research? Like, that's all it is. When you're doing research on a group of people, okay, so if you're a Blaire White fan and you're watching right now, let me just word this a little differently. Pedophiles exist. There are pedophiles born every single day. Okay, they're born that way, and they're just attracted to children, and that's a problem because it's not good to be attracted to children because children cannot consent to sexual activity with adults or, if we're being honest, with other children either, frankly, though that's a bit more of a muddier subject that I won't really get into, and it's mostly irrelevant here. And so our goal is to try to prevent this group of people who are being born with an innate desire to engage in sexual behavior with children. We are trying to prevent them from doing that. We want to stop them from doing that. We can't make them not pedophiles. Unfortunately, conversion therapy doesn't work. We can't make anyone not gay, and we can't make anyone not a pedophile. Doesn't mean they're the same thing. It doesn't even mean they're comparable. When you're gay, you're attracted to people that are of your age, that can't consent, that are the same gender as you. But when you're a pedophile, you're attracted to children. That is not okay. However, both are sexual orientations in the sense that you're born attracted to a certain group of people, and you cannot change that. So unfortunately, we don't have a way to just switch the button for people and make them not pedophiles anymore. We have to find another solution to the problem to keep these people from harming children. Right now, it seems like, frankly, the two best options are therapy and chemical castration. Those are the two best options. And it sucks, but that's the best that we have. And unfortunately, If we want as many people out there that were born pedophiles that don't want to actually hurt children as possible to seek out that medical treatment, to seek out that treatment that can prevent them from actually harming children, then we probably don't want them to feel like they're going to get beaten to death if they admit that they were born that way. Like, there is maybe some value in destigmatizing that. As much fun as I do admit it that it is to dunk on pedophiles and say that we want to hang pedophiles from the rafters and burn their corpses, and as much as we do love to vent our frustration at a group of people that, if they were able to achieve their sexual desires, would take advantage and harm one of the most defenseless groups in our society that we have a very strong motive to defend, it's completely reasonable for us to feel this way. But if we actually want to solve this problem, and you're watching this right now and you're a Blaire White fan and you want to actually prevent children from getting hurt, then we do have to actually dedicate some amount of research to why these people think the way that they do. You can't just get someone fired every time they try to research why pedophiles exist and how to stop them from being pedophiles or acting on their desire. Because that's all you've done here. You've taken somebody who is researching why pedophiles are the way that they are and how to stop them from hurting children, and you've gotten them fired. Like, that's all you've done, Blaire, or Blaire fans, really, or the right-wingers who took side with this.
Anyway, why am I supposed to owe this group the courtesy of not offending them? You.
Primarily because it's less stigmatizing than other terms like pedophilia.
Yes, because one of the most serious topics on the planet needs to just land a little.
Oh boy, she is playing more. Do you think she'll actually play the final bit at the end here? Let's see if she plays the final bit.
Softer. We got to soften that blow a little bit, right? I like how the pendulum has swung so far. Like, I remember being a young kid, and it was the more so extreme religious right that were the types that don't say a bad word, don't say the wrong thing, don't be offensive. And now it's literally the exact opposite.
Oh my God, guys, see, we're going back. We're going back to Gamergate. We're going back. We're going back to 2016. We're reverting right back into it. I'm telling you guys, it's going full fucking circle. It's all a fucking cycle. We're going right back to 2016. This is literally Blaire White. This is unironically Blaire White saying that conservatism is the new punk rock. This is literally a conservatism is the new punk rock take from Blaire White in 2021. It's all a circle. We're going right back in. We're going right back into a new age of, like, the right on YouTube.
These people are literal Puritans. These people are the folks that are so hyper invested in policing.
Yeah, I really don't care about your virtue signaling, Blaire. I really want to see if you're going to lie and not show the actual reason why they don't use the word pedophile and why they use MAP. I'd really like to know.
Offensive.
A lot of people, when they hear the term pedophile, they automatically assume that it means a sex offender. And that isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions toward minors.
Pretty safe assumption to make, I'd say. Now, obviously,
okay, if she actually plays the fucking clip and then just skates past it, I'm gonna have to end the video because I don't know if I'll be able to do it, guys. I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
obviously there are people that do feel these urges that do not act upon it, but I would rather people make the safe assumption that this person is a threat rather than the opposite, because giving them
Blaire, literally the whole argument was that there are people out there that are pedophiles that haven't acted on it and don't want to act on it, that this person is trying to study and to try to find a way to prevent children from being hurt. I'm gonna rage quit. I'm actually gonna rage quit this video. I can't believe it. I'm actually gonna rage quit a fucking Blaire White video.
the benefit of the doubt leads to innocent people being hurt. And
what does she mean by, like, assume they're dangerous? Like, yeah, of course if you know somebody is a fucking pedophile, you shouldn't be leaving your kids with them. Nobody is saying that we should be leaving. But what are you talking about? That's not even part of the argument this person is making. The argument the person was making was that they use MAP in their research because they are researching people themselves who are pedophiles, and they want to learn how that works why they think that way, why they have that attraction, and how to prevent children from getting hurt. Blaire wants to shit on pedophiles more than she wants to prevent child abuse. Pretty sus if you ask me. Oh, that's extremely common, by the way. I don't think this is the case for Blaire, because I think for Blaire this is completely monetarily and politically motivated, but I think for her audience, I think the vast majority of people that like to watch videos like the Chris Hansen Chris Hansen compilation, whatever, like Predator Poacher, stuff like that, I do genuinely believe those people probably care more about dunking on pedophiles than protecting children from pedophiles. 100%. Thankfully, usually you can get both at the same time. You can have your cake and eat it too when it comes to that. Dunking on pedophiles, usually that ends up in some way helping children out from getting fucked with by pedophiles, but sometimes not always, and in this case that's not it, because now we've gotten somebody who's doing potentially valuable research. Now that research is no longer being done. I'm actually gonna rage quit this video if she actually just skates by like the core argument of the entire thing here. I'm gonna have to rage quit, guys.
Treating them as a threat just hurts their feelings, which I'm sorry, I'm okay with it. It's a societal net positive. I don't care.
It is a societal net positive to treat non-offending pedophiles as a threat. I will actually debate Blaire White on this. That's it. You know what? This is how we'll end the video. This is how we'll end the segment. Where's Blaire White's Twitter? Does she have me blocked? Is she even on Twitter? There she is. And she has a pronoun joke in her bio. That's
welcome to capitalism, Madhu.
High fucking octane shit. You gotta do what you gotta do. At Miss Blaire White. Hey. At Miss Blaire White. Hey, I saw your new video on maps, and I don't know why I accidentally added a comma there, and I think everything you said in your video will do nothing but contribute to children being sexually abused by pedophiles. You're welcome to come on stream and debate that with me, though. Let's see. Let's see if we catch the Blaire White debate. That would be dope. Yeah, no, I completely believe this, though, by the way. What Blaire White has done here is contribute to a moral panic that has done nothing but make it harder for scientists and researchers to figure out why pedophiles are the way that they are and how to prevent them from harming children. That's all she's done here. And on top of that, she's done her good amount to spread misinformation about an individual in question here. She has lied multiple times about this particular professor and has basically done cancel culture to this person. What difference is there between what Blaire White just did to this person, calling them a pedophile and insinuating that they're pro-pedophile, pro-children being raped or abused, with absolutely no evidence and built on nothing but lies? Like, how is this any different than like canceling, like some woke scold canceling ContraPoints on Twitter or whatever? Like, how is this any different than like woke scolds making up lies? Florida Governor DeSantis seeks to resurrect the Florida State Guard, a paramilitary force that answers solely to him. Yeah, no, Republicans are fascists. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, the right wants to have a paramilitary group in this country that answer solely to them. Of course, yeah. Xander Hall, the Prostasia Foundation is run by pedophiles and are trying to abolish the sex offender registry. She may be right this time. No, Avalon of Babylon. I'm aware of the Prostasia Foundation. I've seen I've seen Shoeonhead's video on them recently, and I'm aware of how fucked up they are. And I don't like that this guy went onto their thing. But from what I've seen of this guy and what we looked into this guy, nothing but lies from Blaire White about this person. Not to mention, like, by this logic, you could literally argue that Shoeonhead's a hypocrite for criticizing Prostasia because she is, like, in favor of left-wing political positions and whatnot, and yet she was, like, I think a spokesperson for like a literal Nazgul organization that platformed literal Nazis that she then left because when she found out how like weird they were. Like, yeah, sometimes if you like have some seeming political agreement with a group, you might sign on with them and then realize later, wait, fuck, they aren't quite what I thought they were. So yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think that's like an attack on this person in particular, who this is all about, but I don't like the Prostasia Foundation. I am aware they are pedophiles trying to abolish the sex offender registry, and their headquarters is across the street from an elementary school, if you guys didn't know that. Shoeonhead's video is full of misinformation. I'd be willing to talk with you if you want. Oh god, I've seen so much. Okay, so I've seen things that from Shoeonhead's video that were definitely misinformation that she did spread. I understand that. And I did see things that were definitely not misinformation that she did show that make the Prostasia Foundation look really bad. And that's more what I'm concerned about rather than the few mistakes she made. But yeah, I just generally speaking, I don't like when right-wingers like Blaire White try to rouse their audience with misinformation into politicizing, like protecting children. Because it always ends up being more about like going after the pedos than protecting the children at the end of the day. And that is what it is. The people who want to prevent this type of research from going through to like help pedophiles not hurt children are the people who genuinely just get kicks out of having a group of people. I genuinely believe this, by the way. I think that a shit ton of people out there totally love the fact that there's a group out there that are so overwhelmingly hated by most of society that they could say basically anything they wanted about them and get away with it. That's what pedophiles are in our society. And for many people, that's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of nice to have. A lot of people kind of like that. Not to mention, nobody wants to be part of the group that's defending pedophiles or even tacitly, arguably defending pedophiles, even if it's for the greater good in researching these people to find out how we can help save children. Nobody wants to be on the side that seems like they're defending pedophiles even, because any bad faith actors can twist it into a certain way. I'm sure even this segment of me dunking on Blaire White could probably be twisted by some dishonest dumb fuck out there into looking like I'm defending pedophilia. Yeah, absolutely. And hey, if any dishonest dumb fucks out there want to do that, then I will absolutely have you on my stream to debate about it. If you genuinely think anything I've said here is disagreeable or defensive of pedophiles or of like wanting to hurt children, then absolutely, I will happily have you on my stream and we can talk about it right now. I can explain to you why what you believe is actually going to result in more children getting raped. I can easily argue that. I'll argue it with you and all of your friends. Come on, 1v8. Get in here. Get the f*** in here. I'll do it. I'll 1v8 with Blaire and her entire family on this topic. Any day of the week. Any day of the year. Any hour of the month. Okay?